In the spirit of America's Black Friday sales, I'm going to open up a little bit more of what we do over at StatsEdgeTrading kind of this week and this week only for you guys. So essentially, I'm going to give you access to all of the symbols for next week. And I'm going to give this video, which I normally just make for subscribers, I'm going to give to you guys as well, where I highlight some of the ones that I really like the look of. And then also we'll do some follow-ups, and then next week I'll do a Q&A. So that gives most of kind of what we do. Opening up the Discord room for a week and then closing it seems a bit of a nightmare. So I will just show you guys more or less what that looks like. But yeah, so the idea is to give you guys a little bit of a preview of kind of what we like to do over at StatsEdgeTrading.com. So without further ado, let's just take a quick look at the market. I always want to do a quick look just for members to say, hey, this is really what we're looking at. And what a week, right? Huge bounce this week here. After what looked kind of like the end of the world, we had a pretty big bounce. Now, not a great week from the swing trading side of things. The day trading side of things did okay. And then, of course, some of our investments like Tesla, TSLA, and Apple did very well, right? Very great week for both these weeks. NVIDIA, which we also have, was kind of a do-nothing week, but the other two really kind of picked up the show. So what I'm looking for next week is some more continuation, obviously up 6-7 days in a row. We're due for a red day. We're due for a little bit of a pause. Looks like even after hours, we're gapping up a little bit. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get close to this all-time high and then we shy off a little bit of, which looking down would be perfect for what we have on the go here. Because we actually have a lot from our pullback systems that we want to keep an eye on, right? There's only one mean reversion setup, so we'll look at that one now. A bunch from the momentum, and then a whole bunch from the pull-up or pullback setup. So we'll look through some of these. Now, again, in the email that's associated with this, and if you don't have access to the free email list, you have to go to StatsEdgeTrading.com, which will be the link in the description of this video or below the video, depending on where you're watching it, but StatsEdgeTrading.com. I'll be sending out a free post to everyone, just opening up what's in there, again, for this week only. So you'll have to see them all there because there's a whole bunch. I'm not going to go through all of them, but I'll go through a couple for you guys. So first, the one mean reversion setup. And again, with all of these ones, you can go to StatsEdgeTrading and you can actually get access to what each individual strategy looks like. If you look at the detailed statistics, I'll just bring through some amount of, wonder if I can put in a file this big. Yeah, some amount of these. You can read all of these. So our mean reversion setup, here's what it looks like, right? About 4% if you're using 1/3 of your account, about 4% year over year. So 12% if you put your entire account over it. And essentially it's mean reversion, right? So we're looking for stocks that are down a fair amount and then looking for them to continue. So for this one, what we're going to look for is a 962 entry. So that puts us right here. And what this setup is looking for is something that is a strong name. We're not trying to mean revert junk. We're not trying to buy awful names as they pull in. We're trying to grab strong names that are selling a little bit too far, a little bit too fast, right? That's what we're trying to look for this week. Something that is, you can see this is a very strong name. It's having this snapback rally down, 30, 40% in a very straight line, very quick. We're trying to grab a little bit of that and then hold it for a week of a pop. And then this is what the Discord alert bot looks like. So we have one for swing trading, we have one for day trading, we have one for the investing, and then we have a beta one, and where when I'm building new strategies, it goes into that. And it just looks like this. So we'll send you a notification. You can turn notifications on your phone, your watch, whatever it is, and it will say, okay, here is from this Momo strategy. Here's the entry, here's the stop loss, here's the exit rules, right? And it's just very simple to go through and look and just say, so because I'm going to be throwing a lot of symbols at you, I just wanted there be some people go, oh man, this is a lot to look at. Now, I'd recommend sitting down on the weekend and just setting the alerts for these with some little notes and take probably like 10 to 15 minutes once a week and just familiarize yourself with what potentially we could be trading. I always recommend doing that. But if you don't have time, or if your particular broker is not very good at alerting, well, the Discord alert bot will fire that off for you, right? It makes sense to be familiar with what you're looking to do, though. From the momentum strategy, so these momentum ideas, we're looking for continuation higher. This particular idea is a strong push up, nice sideways consolidation, your typical bull flag and a continuation. So BEKE, we're looking for 1755. So that's right there. All right, so 1755, we're looking for this thing to break this zone and continue higher here. Couple more that were interesting. MMSI is another. This is a medical systems, but I like this gap down and then reversed. So these type of candles kind of show me that something's up, that there's some amount of people that are looking to get involved there, and then we're looking for that to break these highs here as well. If we do, what was one more I wanted to look at? Oh, BR. So BR, this is another financial. So this is, I think, a regional bank. Bottomed right after earnings, which I like. Nice push up, and then just 5 days of just kind of sideways consolidation. So if the torch is passed from big cap tech down to some financial names, this one will look good. Because you take a look at the XLF, right? It had a great week this week. So if we're going to continue higher on the XLF, we're going to look for those. Now there's some crazy ones from this one, and we'll definitely look at those from looking at This is our pullback strategy, and this is personally my favorite strategy, just because it's doing a couple things. It's looking for an unusual price surge, in which what we're getting here, that is an unusual price surge. And if we take a look here at the stats, these ones are pretty good here as well, with with 1/3 of the account allocated to it. It's about 13% year-over-year growth, and then a profit factor of 1.5, which is a great profit factor. And it's just looking for a big surge higher, and then if we're a snapback. And so there's a lot on this list. And again, you'll be able to see all of them at the email list, but there's a lot on this list, and we know that most of them will never trigger. Because for this one, for example, we're looking for a pullback here to 10.07, so to this price right here. And there's a very high probability we never get there. And then our stop goes right at the low. So if we look at the weekly candle, right, our stop will go right here at 950. So we're trying to get in at 10. And then we're stopped out at 950. And we know that a little better than 50-50 on this one. It's roughly, I can actually take a look here, it's 55% accurate. However, when you're right, you make pretty significantly more than when you're wrong. And for a better than 50-50 win rate with a better than 2-to-1 or 1-to-1 risk reward, that's over time, that's the only recipe you need to make money there. QNCX is another one here. This just insane explosion this week, almost 200% up over the last 2 weeks. And this one we're looking for a 292. So these are volatile. I will say a lot of these names are really volatile, because we're looking to buy pullbacks on stocks that were crazy. The huge explosions, we're trying to get pullbacks on them. Sometimes these things just round trip, and those are the ones that hurt us, but that's fine. We know that roughly half of them will. The ones that kind of come in and touch and then rebound greatly, we get a couple of those, I would say a month, or every couple months we get a couple that just kind of tag our entry and just rip. And those make up for any of the losses for sure. LTH, this is a less crazy one. Lifetime Group Holdings. I think this is like an insurance company. Consumer Services. So this one I like because it pushed right off this support here and rallied pretty high. And then on LTH, we are looking for a pullback to 26.89. So you can see how these are very precise prices. There's not just, hey, we like it if it breaks $10 or something like that. They're precise because there's a very specific reason that we're looking for these particular pullback prices. And then one more for this one is RKT. So this is Rocket, the mortgage company, not Rocket the there's Rocket Mortgages, and there's Rocket Pharmaceuticals, and there are all kinds of rockets out there. And this one is 1874, which puts us right there. So I like this one because we have two prior highs here and here that we broke out of, and now we're trying to pull back to that zone. So if we can hold that zone, that's just a breakout kind of pullback and then continuation type move on that one. So that is all of the swing trades, but I'm going to go through some of the day trades because they're going to get that as well. and we're going to go through some of the investment strategies. Now, the investment ones I'm not going to be giving away with the free email. It will just be the swing trades and the day trades, because the investment ones, we hold those for an entire month. So some of the day trades, there's not many that we're looking for on the day trade side of things, but we are looking for some mean reversion, and we're looking for some mean reversion in names like Intel. So Intel is a great, on a discretionary trade, I do hold some of this one. But what we're looking for on Intel is we look at this candle and we say this candle is wild on Intel compared to everything else that it normally does. This is a very lot of buying in this candle. So if tomorrow or Monday we can get up to 41.64, which is right there, if we get an extension, then that's where we'll take a short with a very wide stop loss of 47. So right, way wide stop loss. And then we look for some mean reversion kind of back in here, right? Really wide stop loss on these ones. CMPD, this is another one. This is some sort of tech company. And we're looking at this one and saying this is a wide move on this one. It's basically overextended, oversold. And for a day trade, if this one got to 11.28, which is right here, that's where we would initiate a short. And this idea is simply one of looking at trying to look at names that are just a little bit too stretched on both the long and the short side. We don't have any longs for tomorrow because nothing really crashed today. But the idea is that most days are mean reverting in nature when it comes to intraday. And you can do a lot of this, you can study this where you can look at what happens if you just hold overnight and not during the day versus what happens if you hold all day and not during the night. And most of the gains in the stock market happen overnight. And that's why for the swing trades, we're pretty much exclusively long. We're looking for very specific setups alongside there. Day trades, if you look at most intraday action is very choppy. So in that scenario, we're looking to fade intraday, because the idea is that we're right a little bit over 50% of the time, and we're just looking to make a little bit of money as things might get a little bit too extended to the upside and a little bit too extended to the downside in individual names. Now, for some of the momentum strategies or the investment strategies, I will say we're still in Apple. So we're on to a monthly chart here. So you saw the swing trades. We exit all those the following Monday. Every week, StatsEdge Pro members get, here's the list for the week, and the Discord alert bot's all set up, so we'll ping you all week long. And then here's the day trades for every single day they're sent that. And then once a month, at the end of the month, which it is right now, we do a monthly rotation in which we've got a couple names that we're looking to hit certain prices, and I'll show those here. And then the rest of them, we just rotate our portfolio into. And it's been actually raising a little bit of cash. We've been in cash for, not full cash, but we've been in a little bit of cash for a little bit here. And we need to just know that. I don't know really why it's happening, but it's happening. So I will say one of our rotations will be Apple. And we're already in Apple. So in that scenario, we don't have to do anything. Right? We were in Apple last month, and we're going to be in Apple this month. Regardless of what happens this month, we'll be in Apple. Some of the new ones, CDNS. So right here, this Canon Systems Design. You can see actually down 1, 2, 3, 4 months in a row, but actually a really strong stock. So we're looking for this pullback, and then next month we just are going to rotate into the name. These are rotational strategies, which just means they're continuous. You're not looking for a trigger to occur. You open on the next month's open and you hold it until the next month's close, and then you rebalance. So here's one that looks actually pretty nice. 4 months down in a row. This month was a little bit extended, and we're into a big support area. So if somebody wanted to get involved, that'd be a place to do it. And then KFS, Kingsway Financial Services. Again, this is a monthly chart, so this is up great this year and having a little bit of a pullback this month. So maybe this is a dip that we can buy into. And then ADNT right here. So a nice little pullback on this one as well. So 5-6 months up in a row, 1 month pullback. We'll buy into that, and we'll rotate there as well. Some of the names that we're looking for continuations on are like RTX, and with RTX, we look like a weekly chart. We're looking for this one to break 180. So big push up, nice kind of bull flag. You can see this is like a bull flag type setup on the weekly chart. We're looking for a break there of that. And then we'll do a BALY. I don't know what this is. Wow. Is that like Bally's like the gym? That's crazy. So insane rally here of 123% and then a pullback. So then we're looking to see if this one breaks 960 sometimes next month. So right in this area. So trying to break this prior week's candle high. If it breaks that, then we'll buy it and we'll hold it until the end of the month and then sell it and repeat. So that was a long video. I hope you guys kind of appreciate just a little bit of a preview of what we do here, but that's what we do. So every week we have the swing trading strategies that I showed. And again, there's way more that I didn't show. They'll be included in the email. Every month we have the investment strategies in which we rotate into. And then every day we have the day trading strategies. And some people participate in all of them. Some people just want some part. Maybe they already have an investment philosophy that they're fine with, and they're looking for maybe some swing trades to offset that, or maybe some people have the swing trading they already like to do and they want to do some day trading or investing. Myself personally, I just kind of take all of these and I manage all of them there. And you can always come by and ask questions. I'm hoping to next week, if everything goes well, to have a live stream that I'll open up to everybody. Once a month, members have a Q&A live stream that's kind of just for them, where they can ask whatever questions they want. I'm hoping to have a big one for everybody to come tune in next week. And when I figure out that time, I will send you an email. So make sure, again, you're going to StatsEdgeTrading.com, and you can see right above my shoulder here, and signing up to the free email list there. If the email went out before when you saw this video, just go to my Substack, and which you can just look for Michael Nauss, or hit me up personally, and I will just send you the email that went out to everybody. And I hope all of you Americans had a great Thanksgiving, a lot of turkey and all that. We already had ours in October, but you guys had an amazing Thanksgiving, and did all the cool family stuff. And hopefully this helps you kind of get back into and ease back into next week trading. So until I talk to you guys next time, get away from the screens.